And he's done all kinds of things. He's done all kinds of jobs. At the moment, he's driving Bolt, and or riding for Bolt at least. And as a driver, he has to give his wife 7,000 naira every day for feeding. Every single day, without fail, she makes him give him 7,000 naira every single day for feeding, and he also settles all the other bills that may come up in the house. He pays the fees for the kids, pays the rent for the house. He essentially provides for the family. I then asked him, okay, well, does she work? And he was like, she was working, but she's not working anymore because she had to rest because she was diagnosed with high blood pressure. And I was like, okay, but when she was working, was she helping out with the bills in the house? Was she shouldering half of the bills? Because I believe that if you're both working, you should both share in the bills for the household, for the family, depending on how much you're both making, of course. Like, if you can't do half, you can do some percentage, maybe 60-40, maybe 35 65, maybe 50-55, 50-45, just figure out what works for both of you and do that. I don't think that if a man and a woman are both working outside of the home, they shouldn't be contributing financially, both of them contributing financially in the home. Same way I believe that if they're both working outside of the home, they should both be contributing in the home as far as childcare and home care is concerned, right? 50-50, so that no one is overstressed, no one is dying from the pressure of the work. So he shared with me how, like, even with all of the things he does, his family spends 200,000 naira a month on feeding alone, 200,000 naira. And he said to me that even with all of these things, his wife says to him all the time how he is not providing for the family, he's not doing well, he's stingy, just all kinds of derogatory, insulting, hurtful things. But away from the verbal abuse, there's also physical abuse. He told me how she would bite him, like, jump on him and bite him, like bite his neck, bite his hand, break something on his head. And he swears that he has never hit her because that he loves her too much, and he's worried that if he ever retaliates, it could end really badly for her. And so he just endures all of this abuse. He's gone to her pastor, and what the wife did was change church, so they're not going to that church anymore where he went to her pastor. He's spoken to her mother, and her mother essentially supported her. And he has essentially resigned himself to living like this, living in a house with someone who allegedly, because again, I'm not living with them, I can't confirm this story one way or the other, I'm just going by what he told me. So he's essentially sentenced himself to a life where he's going to be verbally abused for the rest of his life, physically abused for the rest of his life, for the rest of their lives together at least. And it just made me start to think about the different men like this man doing his best, he driving. He says, he leaves the house sometimes 7, sometimes 11, gets home sometimes 2 a.m., depending on the day, driving around Lagos, with the stress that comes with driving around Lagos, making a living, providing for his family, and I just started to think about all the other men who are going through similar things like that guy, who feel like there's nothing they do that can ever be enough, who live with women who verbally abuse them, and who pretty much cannot do anything about it, cannot talk to anyone about it, because there seems to be like an expectation that you just endure it, that it's the way it's supposed to be. It's not the way it's supposed to be, first of all, by the way. Verbal abuse is just as bad as physical abuse. It's the same thing. My father used to say that the heart is an open sore, it's an open wound. That whatever you say that is negative, that is hurtful, is like scraping against the open sore. And a lot of things that people say to you, you don't forget. Like you remember that thing for as long as possible, sometimes for the rest of your life. So verbal abuse is just as bad as physical abuse. And in his case, he's not just dealing with verbal abuse, he's also dealing with physical abuse. And when I heard that story, I said to myself, well, I had to talk about this thing on the show because I don't know what else this man should be doing. But I don't know that just sitting and enduring what he's allegedly going through in the hands of his wife is something that he should be doing for the rest of his life, you know? So I guess my question is, what are the options for a man who is in an abusive relationship with his wife or with his girlfriend? What are his options? Do we encourage them to leave the same way we encourage women who are in physically abusive relationships to leave? Or do we just expect them to sit there and endure it? Are there options for men like that? Are there things that men like that can do that could effectively change their situation at home? Are you a man who's currently in the same situation, you know, doing your best for your family, but your best is never good enough, you know, constantly facing the verbal abuse and sometimes it's really hurtful, really bitter things that you're being told, you know, in your house. You know, a lot of men are living with their enemies. Same way a lot of women are living with their enemies, to be honest with you. But should you live with your enemy for the rest of your life? Is there some way to treat verbal abuse? Do you think that verbal abuse is getting the same level of attention that physical abuse gets? Do you think it should? Do you think that verbal abuse should get the same level of attention that physical abuse gets? 0700-993-993-993. That's for men. Women, call me on 01-465-7190. If you want to share your story with me. And funny enough, how did this man start sharing his story with me? We were talking about random things, you know, just driving, and we're in traffic and we're having several kinds of conversations. We talked politics, we talked Lagos palaces, and then, you know, I asked him about his blood pressure. I hope you're checking your blood pressure, because it's very important for me, for people who are in stressful jobs, to always know their numbers, to check their blood pressure as regularly as possible. And I asked him, I said, no, madam, my blood pressure is okay. Oh, the only thing where they make my blood pressure they rise now my wife. I said, okay, what's your wife they do? At first he didn't want to tell me, you know, but from a few things he said to me, I said to him, look, verbal abuse is as bad as physical abuse, in my opinion, as far as I'm concerned, you know. He said, madam, I've not even told you 5% of what used to happen, madam. And then he opened up, like, the things he told me, good Lord. And that's why I'm asking, in his case, it's verbal abuse and physical abuse. So I don't even know, you know, what his option should be here. I mean, I know, and I have my own personal opinion about what he should be doing. And I told him what I think he should do. But I'm not going to be sharing it on air because I want to hear what you think, you know. He has gone to her pastor. He has gone to her mother, and she changed church, and her mother supported her. What other options does he have? Do you think that verbal abuse from women towards their husbands get the same level of attention that physical abuse gets? Do you think it should get the same level of attention that physical abuse gets? What do you think the options should be for men who are in relationships where they are being verbally abused by their wives, or physically abused by their wives, or both? WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. 99.3, hello. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Andy. I'm actually calling from Ikoyi.
Good to have you on the show.
Yeah, I'm calling in respect of the topic.
Yes, please, go ahead.
See, most women faced a lot of things in marriage, but usually people normally talk about women, but not all men can call somebody and be telling you about their marital life and all those stuff. I'm also facing the same thing as this very guy.
Okay.
I'm also a alien driver.
Okay.
If I tell you, most times I don't go home for like 2-3 weeks.
Why?
It's because of the problem at home.
Okay.
The same thing with my wife. Since I married her, getting to 15 years, or even let's say more than 15 years now, she has not been contributed. Even most times when she doesn't do, when she didn't do anything, I am still the one taking care of both the family, paying the school fees, paying for house rent and everything.
Okay.
I never one day, even when she started working, I never one day ask her for 1 naira.
Okay.
But she will see if I don't bring money, if I don't put anything to the table within 2 days. She started telling people forgetting about people. But when people come to me and say, your wife say you have not given her money for like 2 hours, I say, but why can't you ask her that is this how it has been happening or it just started? Somebody will just come and tell you and you will not ask questions. So this has been going on. Even presently, my sister is in my house now presently.
Okay.
She came from the village and she started telling me that she will be going back to the village because she cannot face the pressure that my wife is mounting on her. That every time my wife will be speaking bad against me, abusing me, swearing on me. I said, sister, it has become part and parcel of me that I can't just, there is nothing I can do. So I've been telling her. Do you
honestly believe that there's nothing you can do? Do you think that there's something you should do?
I don't know, because I've tried even in the church, they tried to talk to her. I call her family, they talked to her several times, they said they are tired. They could not do anything. And most times she always want me to raise my hand on her. That is why when people are saying this man beats his woman, this woman beat her, because they don't know what some men are facing. If you cannot stand the pressure, when you raise your hand, you won't know. Let me just tell you where the last week when I was about leaving my house to work around 4 a.m. in the morning. My wife asked my children to come out. He asked one of my first son to come and collect their feeding money from me. I gave the boy 2,000 naira. Then I said, okay, he should just go. And when the day break, I first of all asked the boy, I've been at home since on Saturday. Is it now can't your mommy ask me money since yesterday? Now that I'm leaving to work, that is when I said, okay, no problem, take this 2,000 naira. When the day break, I will send money to you because she has not been picking my call. We have not been communicating. I'm telling you, this thing has been happening for over 6 months. Over 6 months, and we are still living together.
And your plan is to endure this for the rest of your life?
Not to enjoy it for the rest of my life. I'm planning that somebody advised me on that to take. My son was in boarding school before, but even she asked us to withdraw because I lost one of my son of recent around August.
Okay.
So just because, if I tell you the story is very long. Even she contributed to the loss of that boy, but I don't want to go into that detail. So. But I've called all our family. Even my pastor tried to talk to her. She has been avoiding my pastor. She's no longer going to church. The problem I'm having with her now is that she's even withdrawing my children from going to my church. And my son belongs to the choir. Now the church that she's going is the one she's now taking the boy to. I said, okay, if you don't want the boy to do what I want them to do, then you will start feeding them. I will not. Now she has started telling everybody that I'm no longer taking it. But each time they call me, I will just say, they should go and ask her, what was the reason why I stopped giving them money? Because for like 2 weeks now, I have not been sending any money. I say, except, is it how you say, if you don't want to stay with me, let's pass our way. Go your way and I go my way. You cannot be in my house and you'll be dictating for me. If you've been taking decision on your own, I have not, but on my children, cannot take decision on my children because I'm the one taking care of them, and you cannot tell me that this is what you want on them. Now, if you know you can take care of them, then take care of them. So that was why I stopped giving her money. And most of the things when I'm about to leave house on Monday, this last Monday, she stood by my car and said, "No, I will not go." I said, "Okay, I've given the boy 2,000 naira." when the day break, I will send money to my POS man on my street. Then that is where they normally go and collect money. He will go and collect money there. He said, no, I will not go. Before I know, he pick up stone and break my glass.
Oh, no.
So I have to go and wake some of our friends on the street that you people are the one that will be saying this man is doing it. Come and look at what your friend has done. All of them just folded their hand and they were saying, what kind of rubbish is this? What kind of wala is it? I just drove the car. And what if I had hit her or have done anything silly?
Oh, I think he's run out of airtime. But I'm really grateful that you called and shared that story with me. It does sound like you're dealing with something really, really rough. And I don't even know what to begin to say. But again, my question is this something that you want to deal with for the rest of your life? Is this simply what marriage is? In your opinion, Lagos, I'm asking you now, is this what marriage is? Just deal with it. Just enjoy it. Now, so marriage they be. 99.3. Hello. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Able Presido.
Good evening.
And Ambassador Sandra Ezekwesili.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I remain Godwin, calling from the Shurulakwe.
Welcome, Godwin.
Thank you. I so delighted with your deeper understanding and science to bring some of the very critical situations happening around into the general consumption of it. Look, if you go on study, you go around, you will be overwhelmed of what of us men are going through. And it will be difficult for you. Should you be a mother to a boy, a man in this condition, will you stomach it? In fact, it is by the grace of God what some of us go through. But like I normally say, that I do not have anything in exchange for peace. Nothing I can have in exchange for my peace. And a situation where it gets to a touching aspect, psychologically and whatever, if agreement could not be reached, better, I have my peace. You have your own. Because, like my father of blessed memory, I never saw him from my childhood raise his hand on my mother or my stepmother. And me, as an educated and exposed person, it will be the last I will do on earth to any person I have, as a woman. And if a situation that has grown to bring about such a situation, I think it is better we all have retired back to our various homes.
Godwin, thank you so much for calling us. Witness Brown on Facebook says, if he's properly married, I think he should separate, relocate to another town, and then be visiting her from time to time if he doesn't want a divorce because of the children. Because really, at the heart of this conversation I'm having with you, Lagos, is how this situation can be fixed. What options do men have if they want help with this situation, a situation where they're suffering abuse from their wives, verbal abuse, physical abuse? What options do men have? Because again, in my opinion, and this is Sandra Ezekwesili's personal opinion, verbal abuse is just as damaging as physical abuse. It's just as bad as physical abuse, as far as I am concerned. Feel free to disagree, that's okay. But I think that they're both the same thing. I don't think that if we love someone, we would want to hurt them, either with our words or with our hands. I don't think that. That driver I met yesterday would tell me things like his wife will lock him inside and say he can't go to work. Tell me things like his wife would refuse to, for instance, give him her phone if his own phone was bad. to do his e-hailing job. They have to get like alerts or something like that. And for a while, his phone was bad, and he wanted to borrow her own phone, and she refused to do it. He would send money to his sister for their mother's care, and the wife would be angry about it. He told me so much. And it's one thing to be angry that your husband sent money to someone without telling you, but it's another thing to become abusive about it and use derogatory words and derogatory terms. So for men who are dealing with that, what options are available to them? Is it simply something that they should endure for the rest of their lives? Is this what marriage is? I've got a message here from Ekene. Ekene says that man is under a spell. He needs prayer and counseling. Okay. This message here is from Cruz. Cruz says, some people grew up in broken homes, and for the sake of experiences they had growing up and stories they heard, they try to endure abusive relationships or marriages for the sake of their children. Secondly, we're still largely a people that stigmatize individuals that separate or divorce their partner. Based on that, victims of abusive relationships still wonder, what will people say? Cruz, thank you for your message. On WhatsApp, I have this message here that says, some people will still hear that man's story and still find a way to blame him or men. If the Bolt driver had run out the house same time with his wife screaming abuse, people would believe the woman first before the man. In fact, he might be beating up badly before they hear his side of the story. This is a society where the attention is being focused on one gender, neglecting the other, and putting the blames and woes that happen to a woman on a man. As long as there's this bias and more attention focused on the female gender, families will continue to suffer with this one-sided mindset. No gender should be favored above the other. Too many establishments and favorable laws for women. A woman can accuse a man of rape even if it's false and get hanged. And guess what happens to the woman after they find out she told a lie? You didn't leave your name, and I would say that everything that you've written there is actually false. You have more women who are dealing with domestic violence than men. That's not to say that men are not dealing with domestic violence. You have more women who have been raped by men than women who lie about being raped by men. So I understand the point you're trying to make there, but you're drawing a lot of false conclusions. The fact that something is happening to one side does not mean that it is not disproportionately happening to the other side. And as far as this abuse conversation is concerned, women are disproportionately affected. But women are not the focus of the conversation today. Men are. At least the abuse that men face in the hands of women are. It's interesting that you wanted this conversation to step away from being blame game, and then you still ended up framing it in a way that turned it into a blame game. This message here on WhatsApp says, I'm suffering in silence. I want to remain unknown. I'm a victim of verbal abuse. My wife is an expert in it. We've been married for 6 years. I'm also an e-hailing driver, and I do an 8 to 5 job as well. My wife went to the extent of even slapping me in her mom's presence. I don't usually talk about it because I feel ashamed of it. I now avoid her just to keep her alive so that I will not hit her and she will become unconscious. I'm really sorry that you're dealing with that. And I wonder what you think the solution should be for you and men like you. Is avoiding her the way to do it? What does avoiding her mean? Are you living in the same house with her? Are you sleeping in a separate bedroom from her? Because that driver I told you about, he told me that he and his wife even agreed to separate. And then on the day he now decided to pack his bags and move somewhere, his wife came and stopped him and said, no, you're not going anywhere. You have married secret wife. You want to go and live with your secret wife. Lie, you're not leaving this house, etc., etc., etc. So what does avoiding your abuser mean? Because that's what she is. If she's verbally abusive, she's your abuser. What does avoiding her mean? Are you avoiding her in the same house? We'll be right back.
Flour Mills of Nigeria PLC, FMN, a leading food and agro-allied company in Africa and the owner of the iconic food brand Golden Penny. integration plan. Since its inception in 2012 through its subsidiary, Golden Sugar Company, situated in Sunti in Niger State. FMN, through its subsidiary, Golden Sugar Company, initiated progressive agricultural interventions towards driving sugar self-sufficiency in Nigeria and introduced the Outgrower Program, a transformative and innovative agricultural intervention designed for local capacity development. The Golden Sugar Company by FMN will enable Nigeria to attain self-sufficiency in sugar production by growing the required local capacity to meet the demand for sugar and reduce dependency on imported raw materials. FMN, feeding possibilities, transforming lives.
Hello?
Lucky, the great Forex trader himself.
Victor, what's up?
Time for lunch. Aren't you hungry?
Of course I am. I'll meet you shortly at the joint.
Oh, no. Meet me at 100% Bellyful Eatery down the road. That's my new joint, and oh boy, it's far better.
100% Bellyful? Are you kidding me?
Oh, I'm not. I've upgraded my taste, just as I've also switched my trading brokerage firm to Scope Markets.
Really?
You too can switch now. See, this is the scope. Get 100% tradable, withdrawable, and recurring bonus on every deposit for 3 months when you switch to Scope Markets. Also, Scope Markets offers 350 plus trading instruments, fastest deposit and withdrawal, tight spread, and free trading signals.
Wow!
Yes, switch now to Scope Markets. Text SWITCH to 0913 700 0272. Terms and conditions apply.
Premier League is not UEFA. Small body, my engine bigger gun. Leko, you already know it is Mr. Money with good news from Paris Match. And as person with sharp, you must collect this season. So yeah, get up to 220% welcome bonus to bet on sport and casino. 500% ACA bonus for a bigger win and enjoy fast payout any day, anytime. And for the season World Cup special, win a share of the 10 million Terminator jackpot when you bet on Paris Match. Visit parismatch.ng to sign up today. Paris Match, they play, you win. So yeah, Joa.
Season of laughter and celebration is here again. It's Lemon Friday. Adron Homes is adding joy to your season with an amazing offer of 50% discount on all land sales. Worth more in the goodie bag is an installment payment plan of up to 36 months. With an initial deposit of 25,000 naira to 1 million naira, you also get freebies like a big cow, bag of rice, deep freezer, washing machine, blender, smart TV, chicken, and lots more. To subscribe, call this number
0803-817-9877 or 0810-332-1298.
Gift yourself a land this season with Adron Homes. Ho, ho, ho.
Nigeria's leading food and agro-allied group and owners of the iconic brand Golden Penny, Flour Mills of Nigeria PLC FMN takes leadership in driving products and process innovation within the FMCG industry in Nigeria. For over 6 decades, the group has been affording consumers varieties of nutritious and superior quality food products. Some of the brands produced under the Golden Penny Foods brand name are Golden Penny Noodles, Pasta, Flour Brands, Pure Soya and Vegetable Oil, Spread and Margarine, Sugar, Golden Penny Semovita, Masavita, Golden Vita, Semolina, Gary, the May Kwabo brand, Auntie B and the Amazing Day Breakfast Cereal. The FMN Golden Penny Food brand is a household name, providing superior quality, great tasting and nourishing food to millions of Nigerian families. FMN, sustainably feeding the nation every day.
You summon the oracle now. Greetings, my king. How can the oracle serve you? You will tell me the secret to your power. How did that keke move without a driver? My secret is the power of 5G. Tell me more about the power of 5G. With hyper-fast internet speeds, low to zero lag and buffering, multiple connections and quality data sharing, 5G will give you amazing things like remote surgeries, self-driving vehicles, instant file downloads, smart homes. 5G's amazing technology will change the way we experience life and the internet. Get ready to encounter the incredible. remember, no be juju, now MTN 5G.
Everyone wants justice, to feel safe, and to trust the system.
At 5 o'clock, a child has been kidnapped somewhere in Lagos.
I can't find her. Please help me.
At 2 o'clock, a man was found dead in a hotel room. But guess what time it is? It's time for justice. Because for every crime that happens in Lagos, justice awaits.
No city is above the law in the new action drama series Crime and Justice. Now streaming only on Showmax. Subscribe from 1,200 Naira monthly. Sign up at showmax.com.
John on Caps' Nivea Men shower gel ready for his morning shower. Wow, he's out. He applies his body lotion all over him. He rolls deodorant on his underarms. Unbelievable. Sensational. He's got 48 hours protection from sweat and bacteria. The ladies love it. The guys admire him. Amazing. The Nivea Men Deep range with black carbon formula is a score. Nivea Men Deep Shower Gel, body lotion and deodorant with black carbon formula. Get 48-hour deep moisturization from lotion and 48-hour deodorant protection from sweat and bacteria for deep clean feeling that lasts. Official sponsor of Real Madrid.
Oh, this is why I don't like watching TV. I can never find anything to watch.
The Voice Nigeria is back.
Wait, what?
You heard right. From the 24th of December on DSTV, Star Times, Views, RTV, and TVC, you can catch the 4th season of The Voice Nigeria. Your Saturdays just got more interesting.
The Voice Nigeria, unstoppable.
Brought to you by First Bank, connected by Airtel, refreshed by Coca-Cola, insured by Leadway Assurance, and in association with JAC Motors and Zaron Cosmetics.
Growing up can be confusing, and everybody tells you what to do with your life, but nobody really knows what you're going through. They don't get why you tricked your friend, or why you even stole from a notorious kingpin. They're just quick to judge. If only they knew what the true story is. I am Shia, and I want to tell you my story.
Watch Far From Home on Netflix, 16th December. Nollywood is home.
Waka Now Travel Fest is back, and it's a showdown all through November. Enjoy unbeatable travel deals on flights, hotels, visas, and holiday packages. Visit www.wakanow.com now to get these amazing deals, and follow us at wakanow.com on all social media channels so you don't miss out on any deals. Ladies and gentlemen, the showdown is here. Waka Now, let's go.
This Christmas, we're bringing the festivities to you. Celebrate the wonder of Christmas with your family and friends at the Coca-Cola Caravan. Sit at the table and enjoy every moment, every celebration, and every meal. Let the simple moments last a lifetime. The Coca-Cola Caravan might be in your area. Visit www.coca-cola.com.ng for more information. Christmas always finds a way to bring us together. Coca-Cola, real wonder, T&Cs apply.
You promise us greater Lagos, and a greater Lagos we dey see.
My great people of Lagos State, look left, right, front, and back. See as greater Lagos dey rise. See infrastructure revolution wey dey shele. Completed roads and big projects everywhere. For Agege, Igede for Ikorodu, Alimosho, Oniru. The Lagos blue line don dey take shape. Lagos red line don dey arrange. Even Lag Ferry now don dey run for waterways with plenty ferry. 500 first and last mile bus dem don enter road already. Hey! Ilera Eko dey provide ogbonge health insurance. Completed housing boku for Igondo, Igogo, Ikonri, Ibeshe, Songotedo, etc. Abeg, wetin again ni?
I say, come and think to see lions and Greater Lagos, lions and
Greater Lagos
rising.
Vote for Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu again as governor of Lagos State.
Ladies and gentlemen, you asked for strong tea? I hope you're ready for it. Introducing new Lipton Extra Strong Tea. It's strong tea like you've always wanted. Expertly blended with a strong burst of flavor, intense taste and aroma, all in one bag. Now, that's a tea drinking experience like never before. So, strong tea anyone? Lipton Extra Strong. Strong burst of flavor, intense taste.
My people are hello. Now better levels are carrying land on automatic bossa.
that gives us hope and strength. All Latino boys determined to keep this hope alive, bringing the smiles back to all Nigerians.
It's a new dawn in Nigeria. Renewed hope beckons on our people. The silver lining dots the skies. The firmament portents a bright future as the people of Nigeria move to vote a man whom they have come to trust for the realization of their aspirations for a better Nigeria. That man is Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. He has been tested. He can be trusted. Vote Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as President of Nigeria 2023. Vote Kashim Shettima as Vice President. Vote APC. Surely with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the smiles are returning. We are close to home.
Bringing the smiles back to all Nigerians.
Oh, what fun it is to win in the Lush Hair Braids to Millions promo! Christmas came early. Everyone is a winner in the Lush Hair Braids to Millions promo. Get free 100 MB MTN data guaranteed on each pack and a chance to win 1 million naira, a car, generator, and other amazing prizes. Simply buy Lush Hair Wow, Ready, Jumbo, or Mega Braids pack. Open the pack flap, scratch for PIN, and SMS your unique PIN to 38353. Hurry now. Terms and conditions apply. Lush Hair. Be beautiful.
Promo starts on the 1st of November and ends on the 15th of December 2022.
Ho, 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 ho! Give your family the best gift this season. Vines Royalty is here with some amazing news to help you celebrate Christmas even better.
Wow!
For an initial deposit of 250,000 naira, you'll get a property near major developments like the Dangote Refinery, air and seaports, Lekki Free Trade Zone, and many more. Vines Royalty is offering you 10% off on all their lands. You also get amazing Christmas goodies like rice, cow, turkey, and a whole lot more.
Oh la la!
Call Vines Realty today to get started on 0800 4000 300 or 0700 4300. Make sure to have yourself a very Merry Christmas.
I did go where everything is possible. On my way, nothing can hold me back. I did go, kulele, kulele. On my way, to my next level with Father. Oh,
They push am, they go. Not tire until die or hustle blow. La Casera, make nothing stop you.
Whoever the team, whoever the player, whoever the country, whatever the weather, yeah. The Coco is your winning, the Coco is your feeling. Bet on your feelings, just play on BetKing.
This World Cup, your feeling is your superpower. Visit www.betking.com or any BetKing shop now to place bets on our boosted odds Kings Combo and enjoy fast payouts on every win. That feeling, that's BetKing.
Mommy, where are we going for Christmas?
Oh, darling, I'm still thinking about it.
In school today, I heard Sholape's mommy talk about Fun Factory and Christmas party.
Oh yes, Fun Factory. Amazing idea. I remember going for a colleague's daughter's birthday party. It's a safe and serene place with fascinating rides, a nice ambience, and arcade games. There one can also network with like minds. Come on, what are you thinking of? All roads lead to Fun Factory for Christmas.
Oh, wonderful!
Have your family come to Fun Factory. Experience an incredible Christmas party galore like never before. At number 10, Laya Yusuf Crescent, Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Kids, see and take pictures with Santa Claus with gift presented. Enjoy side attractions such as thrilling rides, games, competitions, good music, performances, dance, and lots of fun. Kids also play and wrestle with virtual opponents in the game center. We are waiting for you. The Christmas party galore will be happening in Fun Factory from 21st December until December 26th. Tickets are now available. For more information, visit our Instagram page, Fun Factory NGR. Get your tickets today at the Fun Factory office or call 0809 828 8888 for reservations.
The season of giving, it don't show again. The season to bring better for you again. Time for celebration, time for jollification. Oh, the go food and you go belly food. Cause golden money can go for you. Off from golden money. Good times don't come again with golden money. Good times don't come. There's nourishment for the family. Delicious golden
Good food, good life.
Now, PDP Presidential Campaign Council sponsor this message.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Today, we're talking about the abuse that men face at the hands of their wives. It's often verbal, but it can also be physical. What are the options for men like that? Do they have options? What could they do? I shared the story of a man who drives in Lagos. He is a rider with Bolt. And he told me that even though he provides 7,000 naira every day for his family, takes care of all the bills because his wife is no longer working, and even when she was working, she wasn't contributing to the bills for the family, he suffers an immense amount of verbal abuse from his spouse. She says all kinds of unprintable things to this man, does all kinds of unprintable things to this man. Even on days when he's sick, he has to go out to work to make sure that he gives her that 7,000 naira every single day. He says they spend 200,000 naira on feeding every month. And with all of this, with all of the bills, all of the things that he takes care of for the family, the wife verbally abuses him, the wife physically abuses him, and he has essentially just resigned himself to his fate. And it made me decide to come and ask you, Lagos, if there's a way to fix a situation like this. You find yourself in a situation like that. Is there a solution? Because like I said when the show started, physical abuse, verbal abuse, same thing, in my opinion. Same exact thing. So what are the options for a man who's dealing with this? For women who are dealing with this, we tell them to leave. We know how difficult it is to leave. We know all the complications we know there are concerning leaving, but we say to them, leave. You can't live in the house with your enemy. But somebody who verbally abuses you is also your enemy. What are the options for men? Are there options for men? Or is this simply what marriage is? 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for calling. What's your name, sir?
My name is Michael, calling from Owoshiki.
Welcome, Michael.
From your discussion so far, what I can contribute there is that at times, a situation like this, it is caused by the abuser. If it is the man that is suffering from the violence or the wife. Why do I say so?
Okay.
There are some, well, during courtship, there are some situations that arises that the woman or the man will say, I will change her, I will change him.
Okay.
And you can see the handwriting is written on the wall that this can never be changed. Secondly, the solution to an issue like this is that from Christian point of view, the scriptures encourage separation.
Okay.
During that separation, you don't have the right to marry or to remarry.
Okay.
You can stay for some time and try to figure out how to come back together. But apart from that, as I said earlier on,
oh, we've lost the connection to that gentleman. 99.3, hello. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
My name is James.
Welcome, James.
Thank you. I want to talk about it. I think what is applicable to a woman on this marriage, and also it's applicable to the man.
Okay.
Nobody should endure abusive marriage.
Okay.
Nobody. It's not meant for endurance, especially when, from what the story told, the man has tried to explore options to see how things can be sorted.
Right.
Whatever the man is doing, staying there, doing to detriment to the detriment of his mental health
Right.
and his well-being.
Right.
Advise the man to take a walk. I'm not asking him to divorce first of all.
Okay.
Let there be a separation. Find somewhere else to stay.
Okay.
Maybe with that, the brain of the woman can reset.
He said he tried
find a way
that.
to
He said he said he tried that, but she refused to let him go. And now he's telling her, "Okay, you go," and she says, "I will go," but she has refused to go. So he says, now
the man should explore the legal options. Go to court, customary court.
Okay.
The court will separate both of you and serve out later. You need to walk out from that kind of home if you want to live long. Nobody, the life is too short to take that kind of problem. So everybody should take the legal action to make sure that the marriage is separated. If you are properly married, and that's all.
Sorry about that, but thank you very much for calling. This is somebody who, according to him, is almost 50. Oh my guy, if you see this guy, his whole hair white. He's almost 50. His whole hair white. You know, he was telling me, "Madam, see my hair now." I say, "Oh God, they see him. So waiting you go do." I told him what I thought he should do, but I want to hear what you think he should do. This message here on WhatsApp says, any man or woman in an abusive relationship or marriage should please leave the affair. Oh, no looking back. This message from Dubisi says, Sandra, it would be impossible for this man to live in bondage forever in the name of love. 7,000 naira per day, Lolo 1, minister's wife. Let him travel out for 2 weeks and plan to quit. All right. This one says, I've been married for 2 years now, and it's as a result of her being pregnant and taking responsibilities. So we have a daughter, 2 years old now. I'm fighting big crisis in my marriage. I can't confide in her. She always makes me look like less of a man, talking down on me, looking down on me, especially when I'm financially down. She will abuse me to the point that where I'm depressed. She's never supportive in the house until I reach a level where she herself have a need, and she's a businesswoman making good profit. Even to get a supportive loan to sort things out in the house is a no-no when I know she has the money. Now, the added up part now is me trying to be a victim of infidelity. I saw a chat on my wife's phone, planning an erotic night at a hangout with another guy and a couple of her people, and she lied to me so as to grant her access to go, that she's going to a Christian concert vigil. Before marriage, while we were dating, I had a lot of infidelity from her. I caught her multiple times. I let it go when she apologized and promised to not do it again. Now, while married, she has always been ringing a bell. She has always been ringing a convincing bell of her not going to cheat while married. Well, within the years of marriage, I haven't seen her cheat, but sometimes I feel suspicious. But this one I saw in her conversation, making a vow instruction, whatever happens there stays and ends there. And everyone is keeping short. I challenged her, she admitted and apologized. Now, I have called her family to end it all, but my greatest fear and sadness is my daughter. What will happen to my daughter? Let's take another call. 99.3. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, Sandra, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Aburime is my name, calling from Command Ipaja.
Aburime, good to have you on the show. Aburime? Oh, that's unfortunate. Oshun says, I think the man should quit. All right. Oh, no, this is the wise one from Oshun saying that the wife should quit. Solomon from Apapa says, many men live in abusive marriages because when separation happens, the children are usually given to the woman by both the courts and the society. Okay, from mainland says, honestly, many men are passing through hell in the hands of their wives. Currently, my brother is passing the same thing just because he scolded his son for accepting a pack of biscuits from a stranger. His wife reported him to the police. Okay, from mainland. Anonymous says, Sandra, I'm in an abusive marriage. My wife is very insulting. She will insult me all day long, lay curses on me. She has successfully separated me from my siblings and friends. If you hear her talk to me, you'll wonder if she's talking to a child. I've done everything to give my family a comfortable life, but all she does is destroy valuables that I have suffered to put in place at every provocation. She broke my phone twice. She broke my windscreen. I regret ever getting married. I'm holding on just because of the 2 little boys that we have. Sandra, I'm a totally broken man. I cannot beat her either. Anonymous with that message there. Sorry, my voice is breaking. This is really hard for me. But here's what I will say about people that stay in abusive situations for their children. And this is also something I said to that driver yesterday. Your children are growing up and they're seeing your situation as normal. A child's first socialization happens in the family. And so when they're watching you endure that as a woman or as a man, you're teaching the boys that this is what you should take. You're teaching the girls this is what you should take. And if you love your children, I don't think you want to teach them that this is how people who love them should treat them. So if you're staying for the children, just know that you're raising children who will become men and women who are going through the same exact thing that you're going through. I have to take another break now. I'm really sorry that we didn't have so much time to really delve into this, but I'll come back to it because it's such a big problem. After the news at 6, I have a real estate company joining me at 6:15. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili on social media. Lagos, don't go away.
More talk, news, and sports after this.